wanted to see if, just to kind of get rid of a of annoying bug that a lot of people might run into. And I've been kind of playing around with a few ideas. I thought about it when I was driving home from work. Many of you don't know, but right now I'm in the middle of a blizzard. Yeah, so I had like at least an hour and a half to think about this, and I realized there's something. I mentioned the render DOF issue. I wonder if I can actually fix that in the project settings. So I was kind of playing around with it, and I haven't done anything yet. So I want to bring in a character from just a regular character from Character Creator, bring it into Unreal, see if it works. If it does, it's a way of knowing if it works, if something you guys can do, and I'll probably put it into future tutorials. If it doesn't, well, I'll find other ways eventually. But this is just to experiment. This is what I usually do on most nights if I'm playing around with Unreal, just to experiment. It's always worth just to mess around with the program, see if it works. If it doesn't work, move on. And I do this with camera. I do this with lighting and just a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're just going to bring in Kevin here, or Camilla, whoever. Let's bring in one of those characters in. I'm not going to do any subdividing meshes because that causes issues. I'm only worried about the translucency objects. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to project settings and plugins too. Let's just actually get iClone in. Let's get the live link. Okay. And let's just quickly make Camilla quickly. So yeah, this can work. I'm not too rushed right now. I just want to make a basic character. Good. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Let's get the let's get a couple things here. Prime hairstyles, perhaps. Something like this. That can work. Yeah. Now, so I have my Unreal file. Let's just go to plugins, browse files, and let's just get the right version. And I have my character here, or my CC files. God damn it, iClone. I don't need iClone. Okay, that works. And Camilla works. Let's see, let's just do I think the render is good. Good. Alright, so I'm just going to just export as an FBX. I'm not so concerned about 4K rendering or any like like high-end stuff. I just want to see if this works. So let's do 2048, do current pose, Unreal, and make sure delete hidden faces is selected. Okay. And make sure, let's do experiment DOF. Okay. See if that works. And let me go exit out of that quickly and load it again. Yeah, it's going to be a real fun day tomorrow because I'm going to have to drive into a serious blizzard and there's no visibility. And it's going to be 40 degrees below zero in Fahrenheit, you know, for the wind chill. So that's going to be really fun. I'm not looking forward to it. So I'm just doing these little experiments just to forget about it. Okay, so let's just put in character. And before I do that, I'm going to go into project settings and translucency. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to click on that and see. So it's something called separate translucency. There's also a couple settings you guys can do. This is little tips for iClone people who are really new to Unreal. So you want to go to rendering, and if you have an RTX card, a lot of people don't select this beforehand. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. Little tip, you want to make sure that you want to use hardware ray tracing, and then you want to do ray trace shadow and skylight, and yeah, I'm going to turn off separate translucency, see if that does anything. If it works, we'll just make sure that you uncheck that if it works. We're going to turn off auto exposure, or rather do it to manual, because auto exposure is evil and I don't like it. You can actually kind of play around with a lot of the stuff, but personally, the thing I would pay attention to is you want to make sure you want to use ray tracing, and especially if you have an RTX card. Yeah, lumen, good. You can actually adjust the working spaces if you want to. But only if you have, like, if you guys know a lot about it. But if you don't, just leave it alone. Forward chain, yeah, that looks funny. Alright, let's actually experiment. Experiment DOF, and let's throw in Camilla. Alright, so to bring in a character is pretty simple. T0 as ref pose. You want to import morph targets. Import animation. Make sure that default sample rate is selected and import all. Same old. Yeah. Okay. Just answering a few questions here. Yeah. Alright, so let's do an auto. It's just kind of loading it in. I'm not really too concerned. I'm just looking out for the eye occlusion, the teardrops, and the scalp. Those are the material shaders I'm looking out for. I don't want them to be 4K. I don't really worry about that. that's why I just did a really quick render. Yeah. So if this works, like I said, I'm probably going to have to update everything, make a new video, I guess, 5.1, like how to make a film in 5.1. Because there's a guy that was looking out how to do animation work, and he's completely new. I don't know if he worked with iClone or not, but probably worth a shot. Like some really advanced stuff, like learning how to set your own camera. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't like the main map for Unreal. I don't use it at all. I always make a new level and build from scratch because it's just easier to work with. And so I'll use ultra dynamic skies, and then I'll learn the light, and that's how you get a really good look. So let's go see if this works. I'd rather get more hands-on, you know, with the lighting rather than just let the camera do the autofocusing. I mean the auto exposure and everything, because that kind of creates a huge mess. I don't know. Okay, we'll see if Camilla works. So she's going to be loading up some textures. Good, good, good. Okay. So let's create a camera. Let's go 35. 50. Wow, son of a gun. It worked. It actually worked. Okay, that's really good news. I learned something today. So yeah, iClone people. Oh, I didn't even like. I always learn something new, just to just kind of playing around with it, because I thought it's in the settings and I see separate translucency. And I thought, oh, okay, let's try that. See, that works now. Whoopsies. That's really cool. So, way to go. Way to go, iClone. Or, sorry, way to go. So, yeah. Yeah, so when you're starting a project, it looks great. Well, except for the eyebrows, but they'll be fixed. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So, yeah, go to project settings. And then look for rendering. So, yeah. Now, virtual texture support is interesting. It'll kind of make like there's something called runtime virtual texturing. So, if you're working with landscapes, you can have like different materials blend into another. It's useful for rocks and all that, so if you want to do it, but then it kind of creates a couple issues, especially for characters, because you're going to have to tweak especially if you're working with 4K, that's where you're going to have to make some serious adjustments. Even then, I would, let's actually move it to like 8. And yeah, you see what happens here. Obviously, you know, the more that's really cool. This is just running off the basic light here. Yeah, the more, like, the shallower depth of field, less light it needs to take in. But if you want to do deep depth, deep focus shots, you're going to have to bring in a lot more light. Pretty simple stuff. So, yeah, looks like my little experiment worked. That's awesome. So yeah, so anybody who wants to start out on an Unreal project, just to get rid of that annoying thing, and some of the people who are watching who are Unreal experts are going to, you know, just put, you know, they're going to cover they're going to rub their temples and go, this freaking idiot finally found it out. But you know, it's funny. This idiot finally found out how to do it, but this could be really useful for somebody. So yeah, just go into project settings and just uncheck the separate translucency, and you should be good to go. So yeah,